Hey guys, it's raining outside, but I wanted to be outside. But isn't it pretty? Okay. I wanted to have kind of a different experience here. I'm always in that chair. So I was a little late yesterday and today. Super late yesterday with the stuff that, with the video about how we're not our minds and our hearts. And now I'm waiting the day with this one, but you know what? It's a work in progress. So I want to talk a little bit about the psyche. What is the psyche? So we've spoken already this week about how we are the observer of our thoughts and our emotions. Like that's the self. The true self is the observer of everything that's going on, whether it be outside or inside our physical bodies. So now we kind of want to approach what people normally think of when they think of self-awareness and discovering the self or understanding the self, and that's our psyche. So what is our psyche? Our psyche is everything that is not the observer. It's everything we're observing. So that's our heart and our mind. Our likes, our dislikes, I was going to say preferences, but quite clearly that's covered by likes and dislikes. Everything we think, everything we feel. Everything that we consider a part of our personality, basically. All of that is our psyche. And it's important we know that we ourselves are observing the psyche, but our psyche is really what we're kind of walking around the earth in, right? You know what I mean? Like we've got the body, and then we've got our psyche. And as much as we want to become untethered from it, because it does cause lots of problems, it's also important to understand it and acknowledge it and be with it, because that's the only way you're gonna get better. You know what I mean? So for instance, like once you kind of see your psyche as your psyche and take a step back, and you can start recognizing the patterns. This is just an example of the patterns that you have, let me think of a good one. For instance, I have a pattern of talking, being angry when I'm angry by myself and talking to the person that I'm angry at in my head, and then usually out loud. And it just gets me angrier and angrier. It doesn't do what I want it to do, which is to communicate what I'm feeling to that person. All it does is serve to get me even angrier. So I was doing that earlier today, and it's important to see that because that's the only way I'm going to stop it. So one of the things I was talking about earlier was that I'm working on feeling the feels, right? Feeling the feelings, and allowing them to be what they are. I went a little too far today. And I instigated the feelings. I just got really deep and involved, and I just really got in there. But I understand that as a pattern that my psyche enjoys. And it's a habit, right? A lot of the psyche is a lot of habit. So what I do recognize is that if I don't start that, I'll be angry, but if I don't start the conversation in my head, it doesn't escalate. However, if I do start the conversation in my head and I start talking to the person that I want to be talking to, and generally it goes out loud, I get angrier and angrier, and I can't stop doing it. It's not like I do it once and then it's done. I keep adding to it and saying it over and over again, just 'cause I want to feel that feeling it would feel like if I could just say what I think to this person. Does not help the situation, doesn't help me dealing with that person, doesn't help me dealing with myself. All it is doing is making me feel angry. And as good as anger can feel sometimes, I don't know why. It's not good. It's not fun. It's like anger. Like, who wants to really go around being angry all the time, right? Or just even being angry for no reason. And I was angry for no reason because nothing's going on at that moment. I'm by myself. So anyway, this is part of my psyche. I am recognizing it as a pattern. And Therefore, I can make moves so that when I see myself doing this in everyday life, I can say, let's not go down that road. So that is why it's important to understand your psyche. And, there are so many things about it that we can discuss the next couple of days that are important, because we identify with it so strongly, we derive our self-worth from it. And that's a problem. That is generally a problem. So we'll discuss that later, though. I just want to remind you guys that even if you're like, what's the psyche? You can always choose to have a grateful day.